Hey folks, it is Foodshops here. Now, Asmongold is just simply a gold mine when it comes to bad takes, and this one is no different. So let's just take a look at what Asmongold says here.
Tries to litigate his case before the media.
Yeah, he should have worn a suit. Like, if they told him to wear a suit, he should have worn a suit. No, he should not. Why not? Solidarity with your soldiers? What do you think the soldiers are going to care more about the war getting ended and having the United States be on their side more? Or are they going to care about him what he's wearing? Come on. They going to care about keep getting killed or what he's wearing?
Last time that I have watched Asmongold comment on the whole suit debacle, he seems to be more okay with Zelensky wearing his own outfit because it was meant to show solidarity with his own people. The problem with this entire debacle is that it is a fabricated drama. It is Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend who has called him out in front of the camera. With all of this talk about how Zelensky was disrespectful, about how he was not showing deference, when in reality he has absolutely shown deference. He has said, "Thank you for having me," right? Or something similar at the very beginning of the conference when JD Vance has literally said, why don't you say thank you, right? It's kind of funny how these Republicans and all of these propagandists would go, yeah, you know what? Zelensky just had to litigate this in front of the media, when in reality, you had to call him out for the whole suit thing in front of the media. How about that? What a weird ass position to be in. But no, the goofiness does not end here. Let's continue seeing what Asmongold has to say.
It's a stupid request. And that's exactly why he should have done it. The fact is that it's an unreasonable, weird request that doesn't matter a whole lot. It's patronizing. It is. But the thing is that when you are in charge of something, especially people's lives, your ego needs to not exist. You can't make decisions and do things because of the way that it makes you feel or what you think. That's it. You can't do that. When you do that, you lose.
It's so funny for Asmongold to sit there on his ass to talk about how Zelensky is putting his own feelings in front of his own people when Zelensky has literally stayed behind in the war in order to request more ammunition, in order to make sure that his countrymen are safe. He could have fled. Instead, we have Zelensky fighting for his people, probably traveling to the front lines, meeting all kinds of soldiers and earning the respect of his people. In almost every scenario, if he is a human being that feels fear of dying, then he has most definitely put his own people ahead of his feelings. Instead, I see that Asmongold has failed to maybe understand or empathize why Zelensky just had to pipe up. Because in that scenario, yes, indeed, the United States is sponsoring Ukraine in terms of giving them plenty of money to get supplies, get weapons, all of that stuff. But the problem is that even if I help a friend out with a favor, that does not give me any kind of permission to present them in front of their friends and then go, see, I had to give Mark here plenty of money, all right? And then I'm going to have to ask Mark for deference. But no, again, the goofiness does not end here. Let's continue.
Such a dumb argument. It is patronizing. It is. But he is in a position to be patronized because the United States are the ones that have the money that are funding them. And the United States have been giving them a bunch of money, and they will continue giving them a bunch of money. He is in that position. We are their patron. He's being patronized because we are patronizing that country by sending them billions of dollars of aid. And I know a lot of people think that's not fair. That's not the way that should be. You could be right. You could be right about all that. But at the end of the day, the only thing that I look at, like this is what I said before, right? Only do what is in your best interest. Don't think about ego. Don't think about how something looks. Look at what is the best outcome. How can I move towards achieving this best outcome? That's it. Everything else is noise. And if you don't understand that, you're going to have a lot of problems in life.
The people who have a lot of problems in life are the kinds of people who don't recognize, should I say, abusive behaviors, or should I say, enable these kinds of abusive behaviors. Here's the deal. If it is in fact the thing where if Zelensky does not wear a suit, everybody makes a big deal out of it and he doesn't get a deal, then sooner or later, the deal would have been broken anyway. Or the deal might have not have happened. Instead, this entire suit debacle is a red herring. It's a red herring for how Trump aligns with Russia, with how Trump actually in his heart most likely supports Putin in the war. He, over the course of the entire talk with Zelensky, has never condemned Putin. Has never condemned Putin. Instead, he goes on about rare minerals and rare metals and rare so-called raw earth inside of the peace deal. This is crazy behavior. The thing is that if it's not in Trump's heart, to help out Ukraine, if it's not in Trump's heart to go against Russia, then the suit debacle doesn't even matter. It just straight up does not matter. In fact, it might even be good that this is happening. Why? Because, again, sooner or later, Zelensky would have been betrayed anyway. Or, again, the deal would have not have been made, suit debacle or not. Hindsight, I know, is 2020, which is why I urge people to think about this. When something is not a big deal, you need to recognize it as something that is not a big deal. The problem here is this. If you point out the absurdity of Zelensky not wearing a suit, you also need to point out the absurdity of Trump's side demanding that he needs to wear a suit. The question in the first place is absurd. The drama in the first place is absurd, not Zelensky's response. Let's continue. There's one more part I want to show you guys.
It's a message you're sending, like in most other jobs interview, you wear a suit? Yeah, no, you do. Last time you were on Zelensky's, you said J.D. Vance was being aggressive. I mean, I like this new side. I agree with it, but why'd you change your mind? Well, it's simple. I changed my mind on it because I heard that they told him to wear a suit. If he wasn't told to wear a suit, then I would have had no problem with him not wearing a suit. But if they told him to wear a suit, he should have worn a suit.
So, where exactly does this information come from? How did Asmongold even hear about this? Well, let's take a look. So, if I go all the way down here, behind the scenes, Trump's attitude may have been slightly different according to reports. U.S. news outlet Axios reported that before the meeting, White House staffers had requested that Zelensky wear a suit and were offended when he did not. If this was true, then Asmongold indeed has a point. However, if the exchange or the request is not recorded on audio or on video, I sincerely do not believe this coming from the White House. I don't know if it's actually true that they requested him to wear a suit beforehand. Due to how often Trump's White House gets things wrong or tells outright lies, I do not trust these reports. Unless Zelensky literally comes out and says, yes, indeed, they told me to wear a suit beforehand, or a recording comes out of this request, or message receipts of this, I do not believe this. Now, the thing is that, so apparently Asmongold has allegedly changed his mind after a fact that is not even 100% confirmed to be true. Is this the political commentary that we have to put up with? Asmongold is one of the largest political streamers in the world, if not the most right now. He needs to do better than just watch Fox and Friends on stream. Yeah, that sounds patronizing. But Asmongold is also a patron. He's a patron to how we should conduct discourse in the wider sphere. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.